You mean literal meat shields? They will wield them as weapons and then despair over their deaths in my experience. Also, I think a dwarfess needs to be married to have a kid. I don't think the husband really has anything to do with it. Yeah, I think what it is the husband puts the ring on the wife's finger and then she undergoes metamorphosis using the gold. And she absorbs the gold through her finger and she uses that to gestate a baby. It turns out dwarven babies inside the womb, they feed off gold. A lot of people think it's like nutrition, proteins, amino acids. No, it's just gold. It's just gold. I joined to flooding dwarves. Sounds good. Welcome to the stream, Brendan Dancer. Victims of Wergotherapy. Yo. I hate lichens in this game so much. Oh, that's what the other thing was. We were going to move the tavern down. I believe I did. They're even partying in Dame. So. Thought. We have 2 performers, Pint-Sized Phoenix, the one and only West. We've assigned 60 goblets. They are all there. 5 desired store instruments. We have them. If needed, you know what? I'm going to set that to 10 just to see if we have more. And the goblets, I'm going to set that to 80. Again, if we have more, we have 5 chests to store this in. We should have plenty. I want to see them bring these over. Off chance we have more. And they still have a 9x8 dancing area. Plenty more room than the old tavern we had them in. We are storing food and we are storing booze here. So between those two, they should be good. What I can now do, though, is in the place I freed up. Not in the place I freed up, but this one I was going to use. If I put that bookshelf, bookcase. I might only have that gold one, but for now, that's fine by me. Oh, no, we have gold and obsidian. Put obsidian on the other side. We will turn this into a library. It's a garbage library. It's a library nonetheless. So the people that want to do abstract thinking can read the damn books and not have to deal with them anymore. That's why they mine so much to breed and procreate. Yeah, I mean, duh, that's how it works. Do you not remember your dwarven birds and the bees talk? From when you were 4 years old? Is what, they become an adult at 5, right? So they would have to be just doing puberty at 4? 4 years old dwarven baby puberty? I feel like that makes sense. Brendan Dancer has followed. Thank you so much. Couple things, Brendan Dancer. 1, did you know Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam? That's right, coming to Steam. It looks fucking sexy. I'll show you in a second. But before that, you have pledged yourself to the Mountain Home. So the Mountain Home shall pledge all of their enchanted blades to your cause. Should you ever need assistance out in the Land of Twitch area, defending justice from the vile, evil elves, we will be there, and we'll defend you. Thank you so much for following. What is the lifespan of creatures in Dwarf Fortress? Yes. So, wait, hold on. Who's fighting? What is he fighting? Oh, he's fighting things down there. Oh my god, I thought he got into the base somehow. Ooh, number 1. Number 2, if you want to be dwarf, we're past the 2/3 mark now. If you want to be dwarf, type in !dwarf, DWARF, or !dwarf, DORF. I can use it to get you into the game. We are doing the final 45-minute spin down, so there's not going to be like you shouldn't end up in combat or anything. You might actually survive to the end of the stream. Is what I'm getting at. We did just have a siege recently too, so I don't expect a siege by the end of the stream, unless it's very mean and wishes to double tap me for a siege. Lifespan of creatures in Dwarf Fortress, by the way. Well, of course, different creatures have different things. I believe your question is, what is the lifespan of a dwarf? And the lifespan of a dwarf is 100. Okay, so I was wrong about the 5. They are not a baby. They're a child at 1. They're an adult at 12. And then they live to 150 to 170 years old. Because that's how fast they get to do that. But oof, that's quite the welcoming. I thought dwarves turn adults at 6. And then I was going to ask you what you thought of it. Yo, sexy. Sexy is what I thought of it. If people, like legit, if you're not aware of it, Dwarf Fortress is coming to Steam. There is a publisher who is Publisher, yep. There is a publisher who is doing the work, hiring on some graphical artists to make it more presentable for the Steam version, tidying up the UI a bit, bringing in audio, bringing in modability, Steam Workshop. It's really good if you want to, support the man that's been giving us a free game for all this time. When it's released, you can get it on Steam as well. Now, yes, if you want to support him more, giving him the money directly is more towards him. I grant you that. However, the bigger Dwarf Fortress sells on Steam, the more often it shows up in a top or recommended list. The more often it shows up in the top or recommended list, the more people are going to likely buy it. So make of that what you will. If nothing else, even if I only ever intend to playing on this classical version, which is going to still be free, I'm going to buy it on Steam just to help support Cody One. That's just sex. Did you see that? Did you see that lava? Fucking awesome. I always confuse me with fantasy series like books, how half-breeds just don't exist and never mention it. Well, here's the thing. They do and they don't, depending upon the game system you're talking about. Like I said, creatures because I meant the safety creatures, but yeah, it's going to get a lot of good stuff. Hopefully Masterwork Mods comes to it. Yeah, right? Particularly because it's going to have Steam Workshop, so it's got to be easier than hell to mod. Probably still play the classic version, but definitely buying it on Steam regardless. Exactly. So, as it's one of the core things I always reference, Dungeons and Dragons, particularly if you go back to AD&D, now you have halflings. Of course, at the beginning they were hobbits, but that was breaking in the copyright, so he switched into halflings. Back in AD&D, a halfling was a half elf, half dwarf. There were 3 subvariants of halfling you could be. They were like the tall feet, the something, and the something, and basically it was whether or not they were more elven, more dwarven, or split down the middle of those 2 races. That's what a halfling was. That's why they were called halflings. Now they're just some weird self-breeding race in and of themselves. So it used to be, there were, like, at least in D&D, you would have, like, what would you get if you bred this with that? Well, you get a halfling. There were, like, weird alternate variants, but now they're just all self-breeding separate races, so it doesn't make sense. Unless you get into, like, some of the really weird books. Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 had 2 or 3 books designed around the idea of procreating with other races and how long the gestation would be. And what would that creature's stats be? Because near the end, 3.5 just lost its damn mind. Take Aragon, for example. Oh, like the half-elf? So, like, the problem is how they treat the different races. Everyone just references elf, but really when you look into it, a lot of these fantasy things say elf or they say dwarf, and they make them, they drink booze or whatever. But if you look at, like, what the creature is, it's like, well, that's not quite this other creature. Yet they have them having the same age, and it never makes sense. I remember the gestation crossbreeding tables. Yeah, they started going crazy. How much of a penalty you got for being preggers? Where are my blonde? I know I have a ton of these. The problem is I'm running out of andesite. I have to switch over and do a bunch of this as Abro or something. I don't know. That's just gonna be bad looking. But yeah, no. So in 3.5. They're just a race like any others. Yeah, they have some magic. They're kind of, one with nature, but at the end of the day, they're just a race. 4th edition, they're a bastardized race off of the Eladrin. They are Eladrin that got corrupted by the material realm, so they're half magic. So that kind of calls into question what their breeding cycle is. Dwarves are underground guys. That's just kind of it. They're just underground guys. Like, they're made by Moradin, but what are they? In AD&D, they had magic resistance. Like, just straight up magic resistance. They couldn't even use magic really well. Like, they were just did not gel with the idea of magic. But now, 3.5 they could. 4th edition they can. 5th edition, as far as I'm aware, they can do magic. So they're just short, squat guys that live in a mountain. So the breeding cycle on that, like, there's got to be a weird thing in the middle. Like, unless there's nothing wholly unbelievable about them breeding. But the Eladrin, there's supposed to be some ephemeral half-fairy creatures. Like I said, Pathfinder, I think elves are just true breeding, like just a regular race too. In Aragon, they were weird. Weren't they nigh Like, didn't they not ever age for like 900 years or some crazy crap like that unless they were with dragons and they were immortal? So like a human can only do anything with an elf if they were also with a dragon, because at that point they're both neither elf nor human, but they're dragon riders, which has been metaphysically changed to be a race in and of itself. Like they never questioned the physics behind it. It was really weird. Shadowrun explains it. Grow in that world. In that world, different races can breed, but only specific races' genes are dominant. Sometimes, rarely, you get a non-parent race, though. Yeah, because that one was like half mutations and stuff like that. It was like the other world suddenly existed and people just like crazy. Alright, they're bringing the things out. They're going chugging. I cannot believe that Dan Troll destroyed my freaking... look at all the water in there. I gotta wait to evaporate. I have to send a dwarf down there to get that damn door. Actually, they probably grabbed the door already. The door is probably already long grabbed. I have to rehook it up. Build gate. No, no, no. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to remember what the hell a floodgate is. Alright, who was it this time? Vasikin. Vasikin, the Dwarf 11. We will get you in Vasikin, don't you worry. Do a reread just to make sure. Lamps at all. No nickname. What were you? You were Dwarf 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Vasikin, right now you are a hauler. Which means you're not even a stone hauler. You haul the regular items around. That's what I call the class. You may end up being in the military though. At some point I gotta switch around and do like a mad recruitment into the military. Today I didn't get around to doing that quite so much. We were under siege. I didn't get trade goods in, so I couldn't cut down the trees to really get going with the metal smelting. Unfortunately, the map I have doesn't have any coal. It doesn't have any flexstone. It doesn't have anything else I would like. So, slight pain. A hauler of justice. Watch out for the evil elves. Wow, I'm still alive. Yeah, no, only 2 or 3 named dwarves died today. Narragan dwarves and Urgles are related. Yeah. And then, weren't the Orukais somehow related to elves? I can't remember if that one's true or not. Also, by the way, new Aragon book. There's a new book? I thought it was ended. Where did the book leave off before this new book? I thought he defeated the evil dude and was like, well, I can't live here anymore. Like, I thought he left. Or is this like, it's in the same universe, but it's a different thing? Spin-off series. Okay. I was about to say, there was an ending. I don't remember what it was, but I remember it ended. Just freaking parking lotting this entire map. See, so this is my problem. See, in the game, this looks like wood. In Armok Vision, you can tell that there's different woods over there. So I'm gonna have to pull up all those damn woods at some point. The stone I was making all be the same, so it looks nice. But the problem is we've now basically run out of andesite unless I just create strip mines somewhere off where the main circle is just to get andesite, which is highly doable. But if I do that, then I'm losing time from mining the hole down. The problem is the hole is now at Gabbro. Gabbro is a darker, grittier color than andesite. About Aragon later in stories with Angela. Is Angela the witch cat? I like the witch cat. Yeah, the roads definitely show the different colors. I think this is Gabbro right here. Yeah, Gabbro's definitely a grittier looking thing. So that's gonna. Yeah, I mean you can already see the difference in Armok Vision. So Armok can definitely tell the difference. Yeah, those two things are not gonna look well together. That's gonna be a pain. But for now, I'm going to have to cover it because otherwise the trees get in the way of the siege engines, as they did during today's siege. God, we headshotted some of those dudes though. That shit was. Didn't I trade with you? Are you the dwarves I traded with? Go away. Wait, I traded with you. Do I have a bookshelf? Now we have excess tables lying around because of the old tavern. Almost like I thought this out and planned it. Anyone who says I didn't is lying. They're not lying. They probably know me too well. You app. Like I want to put it. I don't know why, but I want to put it. Then they get their changes. Then this will be the library. Temple's somewhere in this damn place. But now this should help mitigate their, oh, I didn't have enough abstract thought. I'm a dwarf, a short, sturdy creature fond of industry and drink, and for some reason, I need abstract thought. What are we here for? Is life really only about industry and drink? Yes, you're a dwarf. You're not a human. Why do you care about abstract thought? About Aragon, mate. She was the weird OP witch, fortune teller that wanted to prove that toads are really just frogs and thus don't exist. With a werecat. That's what it was, yeah. She wasn't their werecat, she had a werecat. I want abstract thought. I'm a Dwarf. Stupid, stupid Dwarf. By the way, ZXB. It's not bedrooms 1. Known bedrooms 5. It's almost like you could fix this yourself. I don't care for your baby. You could have assigned that yourself. Wah, I'm a baby. Shut up. Thought, are you feeding yourself? I'm gonna move the coal one up later. Yeah, this really, as soon as, when he did that water thing, that really made this whole thing chug a bit. Not happy about that. Yeah. It's so many more frames before he did that. We had orcs and goblins running around, and we were just laying into them, and it was smooth, and that dude popped the water. And now we chug. I'm gonna probably have to go in at some point if I can remember it. Try to see if I can do something to tweak the damn frames back up. With a werecat, salt. In Elder Scrolls, although you never see it, there are crossbreeds there too. There was a vampire orc. That's not a crossbreed though. A vampire's an inherited template. An orc is just a race, right? Like anyone become a vampire. I wouldn't consider that one a crossbreed unless you're like, he was a daywalker. He was called Blade. His father, although I like to think of Ned Canaan's children, his father was a vampire. Yeah, but like, what was the father's race? He wasn't just a vampire. He's like a human who is a vampire. Even if he was born, he's like, what is the core race? It's like a human orc, and what you have is you have a half-orc vampire. Like, the vampire is something you are applying to something else. You are not a vampire without being another race. It wouldn't make sense. The crazy gobbledygook. Crazy gobbledygook. Stand for it. To the wiki! To the wiki! Ahoy! That doesn't make sense. What are you? A vampire? And it's just a weird gelatinous mass because there's no defining thing with which to apply vampire on. So they have like the long ears of an elf, but the short, stocky nature of a dwarf. The weird human length arms, just it's got like weird little penguin feet. Because at this point, I was going for whatever's the most absurd, just waddling around like fucking fangs, just wiggling around because they're on tentacles too. Really, that just sounds terrifying now I think about it. Vampire goblin horde, what could survive? Oh, that'd be crazy. Oh god, they're all vampires. Do 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 do. So I'm wondering if also my fix caused an issue. Yeah. Fix heat. I'm wondering if I'm causing lag because I threw in some lava to fix the lag. I'm wondering if my lag fix caused more lag. I know there's an issue with heat. You have to fix it. Fix stable temp. Let's see if I accidentally caused the temp thing by cramming in lava where it didn't belong. Because we definitely did not get our frames back. Where the fuck is the Dwarf Fortress file? There we go. Oh, also I'm still in liquids. I don't know if that's causing it, but we'll get rid of that. I think that'd be causing. That would make sense. Fix slash stable. Items not. Oh, there was a lot of items not in equilibrium. I haven't heard that many items that had a weird, goofy temp. Oh, let's see if that brings any of my frames back. I mean, kind of. Maybe one frame per second to actually look like they're moving with a purpose now, not just occasionally updating like it's a Polaroid. Vampire Imperial. Okay. The Grey Prince. Yeah. I blame Elvish trickery. Vampire Goblin Horde, I think. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Imperial. He had to be something. That's like saying you're aware. Aware what? Werewolf? Aware goat? What are you aware? No, I'm just aware. You have to have something for it to apply to. I feel like you shouldn't be able to have children as an undead. And it's on the status of the undead. I would easily agree with you for zombies and stuff like that. But I feel like vampires would. I do feel like vampires would be able to have children. Or particularly the male. Female, maybe not so much. Because you have to remember, a zombie is essentially a corpse without a soul. That's what a zombie is. Corpse without a soul. A ghost is a soul without a corpse. Everything kind of goes one of these two ways. Even a lich is essentially a soul without a corpse that uses arcane energies to manufacture a corporeal body. That's why the lich kids keep coming back unless you destroy its phylactery. You haven't killed it, you just destroyed the form it took. A vampire, though, is a weird one. Depending upon which Dungeons and Dragons, or for that matter, any fantasy, novel realm, a vampire is, at least at one point, was a corporeal creature infected by a supernatural disease that kills it, but then sustains its life functions after death. While it may not have a heartbeat, and you could say it doesn't have the capability of producing, say, sperm, what it does have is something that allows it to regenerate and form its body. So if you're able to regenerate your body, I don't see why you'd be able to regenerate any haploids. The reason why I wouldn't think this would work well as a female as undead is because her body would have to not necessarily regenerate, but not attack the womb. So any mammal that did not have a placenta, a female, I believe, vampire would reasonably be able to have undead. But I don't think an undead body could support a placenta. I think that's where a problem is. Vampires don't have souls. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's not their soul. It's not the person's soul, but they are being kept alive. It's not a. That's what I'm saying. There's a difference between. I'm trying to make a difference between soul and spirit. A water elemental does not have a soul, but it is in fact a spirit. A vampire does not have a soul. It is not going to an afterlife, but the body is made animate by a spirit. It's not like a cognizant thing like a possession, but there is a force there. There is something providing the animate energy. It is not, in fact, a immortal soul in and of itself. Like the way it's done in the Van Helsing film with vampire eggs. I mean, the child has half a soul. Is a child part undead? So that one depends then on the books that you're coming from. So a normal living creature does not bestow a soul. A soul is created upon life. Now, the real question is the cursed sperm, so to speak, of a male vampire, while it is able to be duplicated, is it in fact, one, just sperm, in which case it has a soul, or is what it's doing infecting the egg with the same spirit as what the vampire had, in which case it would be a vampire. I don't think, for some reason 3.5 has books on half vampires. That one just baffles me. I think you should go one way or the other. Because the big thing is, depending upon what lore you come from, I swear I read this in a D&D lore thing before, or maybe it was a different fantasy thing. It was supposed to be like the source of vampires. And it was, and I mean, you have your normal head choppy dude. I'm forgetting his name right now. Vlad the Impaler. Some of them you have like the Vlad the Impaler lore, where where a vampire came back, or that Satan said no and provided it. Whereas some of them was like the person died to a succubus. The first one died to a succubus and just had the sheer force of will to say no. And so he just didn't, and that was the first vampire. I'm trying to remember what book that one was from, but that one was like, yeah, no, this dude was gonna die to a succubus like everyone else, but dude's a fucking crazy strong bastard. He was like some weird tyrant. He was like, nope, I'm not doing it. So my point being, though, depending upon what your lore is, what each book is pulling from, greatly changes the rules. If a vampire is in fact a curse, spreadable, then yeah, it should maybe have kids. If a vampire is in fact just someone that was formed, like they are a curse, someone that was kicked back from hell, and anything they create are just vampire spawn, no kids. If it's the weird succubus thing, oh, is he really dead? Like he died, but then his force of will said no? Like that one's weird. I forget where I read that one. There was another one that was the vampire were a true breeding, like the children of Cain type of thing, where it's a true breeding race from the beginning, and it was punishment for Cain. So they are a true breeding race in and of itself. It's bonkers. Yeah, that's exactly it. It really comes down to, is it a divine curse, a mortal curse? And if it is a divine curse, what god did it? I think divine god probably wouldn't curse the child. Yeah. Yeah, the vampire eggs, we're just gonna ignore the weird vampire eggs. Too long didn't read. Vampires are weird. No, the one I really like, not vampire. There's a thing introduced. There is a prestige class introduced in the Book of Vile Darkness. They had like Super Vampire, which I thought was funny, but they had Soul Eater, where you are kind of what you were, but you gain sustenance literally off of eating the soul. You don't do blood. You're not doing anything for your body to live. Your body can live normally. But if you don't eat other people's souls, the animate spirit in you can die. So essentially you could go to undead. You have to eat souls to be alive. I thought that one was pretty cool. Basically somebody took Soul Reaver. Someone took Legacy of Kain's Soul Reaver and made it into a 3.5 monster. It's in the Book of Vile Darkness. But the entire idea behind that is literally just, so you're alive, but barely? And you need to steal other animate force, or else you're undead, until you eat more animate force, and then you burn it like fuel. Okay, sure, I guess. The Book of Vile Darkness within arm's reach, lol. Check. Yeah, I want to say the prerequisite for it was you had to be a monstrous humanoid, that was it. So the easiest way to do that was to just be a centaur. Because in 3.5, a centaur only, it'd be like level 6. Level 6 or level 7 equivalent levels, and you're good. So we're coming to the end of this. We're within our last 15. If anybody would like any last minute questions or things they would like to discuss, was this connected? Hold on. I want to see if this works. This would be a good way to end. See if I fuck this up. Hooked up to both cages. Pause before I do this. So, this is the training room that I set up earlier. This is either going to go very good or very bad. I'm going to save. I'm going to save in case I did this very, very bad. So, not here. There. Where are you? I have a room, and this room has a Hydra in it locked up with a goblin cage. I have hooked up both cages to a lever. Pull the lever, they are freed. Normally, they could pathfind around here, but I pulled up that path. That pathfinding doesn't lead to anything that's not going... Oh, wait. What does this lead to, then? Oh, because he's a building destroyer. I forgot to do something. I forgot to build a wall there. I was about to just let this thing loose in my base. I need the wall. In Elder Scrolls, that one snow elf became a vampire, and his god was like, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You want to bring your corruption up into my house? And then there's like really weird ones, like Order of the Stick. I'm not sure where they got the idea from, but their idea of it is that the vampire, because vampire has a god, there's a god for vampires. What that means is that the animate spirit is actually a spirit created by that god of vampire. Which means the vampire spirit in and of itself is in fact its own entity. Like, it is a thing, it has a purpose for living. It is a weird hybrid of the original person and the force of the god, i.e. the dark self. Well, that sounds a bit like goofy. I don't know. In Order of the Stick, it kind of works really well. I like it because the character was able to turn that back on the vampire in a way. I thought that was cool. So would vampire Satan just be the god of garlic? The vampire Satan's just a god of garlic. Well, again, I mean that comes down to whose lore are you even using? I mean, not to go a bit too weeb, but there's a... What was the show? There was a show called Interview with Demi-Humans? It was kind of goofy. I thought it was going to be really bad, but the idea, literally the whole point of the show is just to scientifically break down what demi-humans would really be like. It's an anime, so of course it's still male teacher, female students, but they don't do anything. It's not like a harem or anything. But the idea being that he's interviewing a vampire, a Dullahan, an ice chick, a co-teacher of his is a succubus. That's like the one like half romance thing, except not. Like, they both know she's a succubus, so they both pretend like nothing is there. It's kind of weird. Anyways, when the chick who's a vampire,
the mandate's over.
She loves garlic. Most of them don't, in the lore of the show at least. The reason why a lot of them don't like garlic is because they have a super sensitive nose for hunting humans, and garlic has a very pungent smell. So it's not that they can't take garlic; it's that they really, really hate the smell. But she likes to burn like a regular person likes chili, so she liked garlic, which I thought was pretty funny. And then she bites people, but not like bite. She says her teeth get itchy, and then she just nibbles on people's arms. It's kind of weird. The fuck did I come back to? Delete anime. He became evil because Molag Bol infected him and his god abandoned him. Garlic isn't used in most lore. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Garlic isn't even used in most lores. I thought that show was pretty funny though. No, there are a couple of animes So, like, I watch some anime, but I don't watch a lot. Like, less than 5% of all the anime. Like, way, way less. I can't stand most of it. But there are anime that's like, all right, this is boring. Whatever. There are anime that's like thought-provoking. Like, okay, and I kind of get the idea. Like Steins Gate, like the time travel ones. You know, butterfly effect type shit. I'm like, all right, that's pretty good. Some of them are really good. You know, like the story. And then some of them are just bad. Some of them, like, guilty pleasure. No, guilty pleasure is like, a guilty pleasure is something like you don't want to admit to or something like that. Like, some of them are like, you want to go grab something like, come look at this. Somebody wrote this. What type of drugs was this man on? Some of them are awful. Some of them are just stupid. But like just worse than bad. Just like, dude, why? Why would you come up with that idea? My favorite one, my favorite super bad anime is Vivid Red. Vivid Red is so fucking creepy. How the hell the grandfather in that anime is never arrested is beyond me. The dude's a perv. The dude is an unnecessarily creepy perv. There's a scene in like episode 2 or 3 where the granddaughters were like in elementary school, barely into middle school or some crap. Like, these aren't your normal teens. No, they're kids. His granddaughter and his granddaughter's younger sister, so he has a granddaughter and an even younger one, who's definitely in elementary school. They're taking a bath together, and they're in the room, and you hear them talking, and they're in the bath, and they're playing, and the camera's on the door, and it zooms out, and you see Grandpa, who, by the way, he's gotten himself stuck into a stuffed animal because his science went wrong. So he's now a weasel. He's now a stuffed weasel. He's staring at the camera, and he goes, That's the scene. That's the effing scene. And the grandpa does shit like that all the time. And it's never addressed. It's never addressed that this man needs to be arrested. I have no clue how he's not arrested. But he's such a... That's not a one-off. He does shit like that all the time. There's a fight somewhere, and then all of a sudden he pops out of the youngest granddaughter's, like, dress. And she's like, I didn't know you were in there. And he's like, don't question it. No question. Why is Grandpa in her dress? What is wrong with Grandpa? Can someone arrest Grandpa? Like, he's a stuffed animal. Is it against the rules to torture the shit out of him? Because something's wrong with Grandpa. Psychopath is good, though. Yeah, Psychopath. See, Psychopath is one of those thought-provoking ones. Hold on. Before I forget, this could either go very bad or very good. Save again. I didn't save again. We're gonna save again. So I'm gonna fuck this up. That's Rhett's Toys about a 10-year-old succubus. What the? No. Hashtag deleted. So Tachula, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Sounds like Master Roshi has competition for most perverted anime. Dude, not even close. They have the anime standard, like, beach scene now. So they have a beach scene. And, like, the granddaughter has, like, a One Piece thing that the grandpa made for her. And one of the other girls was like, why do you have a button on your butt? And she goes, I have a button on my butt? And she's like, you got a button on your butt. I'm gonna push the button. And she pushes the button on the other girl's butt. And it turns her swimsuit into a big old tent. Which, okay, that kind of makes sense until it doesn't transform or anything. It just expands it like a balloon. So she's still hanging from the top of it. Like, she's at the top of the thing and it's gone into a tent below her, including an openable door. But she's still on the top of it. So she's just hanging there from the top of the tent naked. See, Master Roshi was pervy. Master Roshi did not invent a swimsuit for his granddaughter. To suspend her in the air against her will, naked. Someone needs to arrest Grandpa. Grandpa's creepy. Something is very, very wrong with creepy. Sounds like you watched more than just... No. I was like, some of these shows are so bad you have to finish. You have to finish. They're that bad. They're like comedies. They're like so bad they're good. They come up with just stupidest things. You gotta get like 2 or 3 friends that you just want to punish, and you just sit down and force them to watch this shit. Trying to put you in an S-box floating down the river, Grandpa. Yeah, right? You gotta go now, Grandpa. We're not allowed to talk to you anymore. Alright, so I pulled the lever. I believe the Hydra and the Goblin should fight each other. Don't explain that to me. Why is this wild Hydra not attacking this wild? This right here, 100% is my issue with dragons right now. It's not tamed. Is that them fighting finally? Oh my god, finally he's fighting. Wait, did he just say what? Okay, so if you're in a room with a Hydra, and the Hydra bites your pointer finger on your right hand, or no, holds your finger down, is your first thing going to be,
I'm feeling argumentative. How frustrating.
I try to go for high pitch. I don't know how well that came off. You're under attack. I'm feeling argumentative. You stupid. Alright, so the Hydra won. Now, the Hydra, because it is a building destroyer, should pathfind to this table. If it doesn't pathfind to that table, we're never going down there. Ever. Because now there's just a loose Hydra. If that Hydra doesn't want to move, then the Hydra has free reign. If the Hydra finally does pathfind to this table, then we'll catch it in a cage trap. If the Hydra doesn't move, that is now a dead end. No one will ever go there. My other favorite anime was Angel Beats. Angel Beats was a very, very sad one for like no reason. You want to make someone depressed, but I gotta go watch Angel Beats. Angel Beats' plot was goofy. Angel Beats' plot was, hey, everyone's dead and trying to like not maybe go to heaven or hell. I know what I'm gonna do as a main character. I'm gonna go make everyone not have any like things holding them to earth and force them into the afterlife. Really hope I'm not forcing them into hell, but who cares? I'm just gonna slowly kill everyone. That show was weird. I like when a series makes dragons possibly intelligent. I love the idea of diplomacy. Kind of put, yeah. I just now saw the eyeballs, Vasican. Like something is wrong with Grandpa. He's really, really weird. Oh shit, where did the Hydra go? Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it's pathfinding. Come on. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. You want to go get that table, don't you? Look at that table. That table said something mean about your parents. Who wants to eat a table? Who wants to eat a table? Who wants to eat a potato salad? You got this. Who's a good Hydra? I also think it's pretty funny, as soon as he got caught, it said a stray kitten has been slaughtered. So, if we somehow catch large amounts of goblins, we can just sacrifice them all to a Hydra and it will be funny. That is what we've done here today. Alright. Death Pit Cages needs to get unlevered. And then, not trash. Hydra Pit needs to get unlevered. But letting go your pain, being able to move on. The world sucks, but you can't hold on to that. But like the thing that no, you are Blood Angel Veronis. Blood Angel Veronis, how dare you? You're glossing over a very, very important part of that plot. It is not about the world sucks and you should get over it. It's about the world sucks and someone should get you over it. As a main character doesn't tell people that he's trying to kill them. The main character never says, I'm gonna make this one wish of yours come true so you die. He does not say that. that was my biggest issue with that entire show. Like, you can be like, oh, he's doing it because he cares for them. Fine. I would believe that if anyone had a clue that that's what he was doing. He doesn't really tell them. He's just like, oh, you like baseball when you were a kid, right? Yeah. We'll set up a baseball game. And he sets it up so the dude catches the home run and wins the game or whatever. Like, not catches the home, you know what I'm saying, catches the ball, like the 9th innings. And then the guy just dies. Next day, everyone's like, where was that guy? Who knows where he went? Fucking asshole. Catch some else that either needs some green in its diet. Yes. Good. Good. My biggest gripe with D&D 5th edition is that they dumb down dragons. No! Did they really make dragons dumb? No, don't make... it was the drakes that were supposed to be dumb. So, dragons, 4 legs, 2 wings. Intelligent. Extremely intelligent. Some of them are very evil. Some of them are very good. But generally all around intelligent. Wyverns, the more chaotic nature of them. 2 legs, 2 wings. Which, by the way, the dragons in Game of Thrones, they're wyverns. They're wyverns. I realize that as a writer, George R. R. Martin's allowed to determine, he'd be like, well, they're dragons in my world. That's fine. In his world, I'm fine with them calling them dragons. In our world, they're wyverns. Everyone here should reference them as the wyverns they are. They're not dragons. But I don't blame any of the characters in the show for calling them dragons. In lore, they're dragons. There's a definition to what a dragon is outside of that, though. So they're wyverns. Then there's drakes. They have the 4 legs, dumb as bricks. I think they generally tend to have the ability to breathe fire, but no wings. And there are worms, which I think I've only ever heard of those from Magic the Gathering, but I believe them to be a thing that exists in other lore, which is get rid of the legs and the wing from the dragon. You just get a big old tunneling snake. Well, yes and no. At least in 3.5, where I was referencing for that. Like I said, they do have varying intelligence levels. In particular, 3.5, the dumbest of which is the ice dragon. Almost a feral dragon. But they can communicate. It's like saying how a barbarian isn't intelligent. Like, they're there. They have some sentience there. There is a dragon. They're just really, really chaotic and dumb. Like, they're not going to talk to you because they just see you as prey. They literally cannot do anything. Like, it's like a cat chasing a mouse. The cat can talk to cats. Like, there's kind of something there, maybe. They're not all there, but they have something. The drakes, though, are literally just mindless dog creatures. They're mindless dog dragons. They are 100% mindless dog dragons. And with Skyrim, those are wyverns. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh, Skyrim, actually, the Skyrim one I don't like. Like I said, I can understand it for Game of Thrones. In lore, fine, they're dragons. Out of lore, you better recognize that that's a wyvern. Skyrim, though, they very much harp on the dragonborn. Like, oh, you're this big thing. You would think that you would make it be a proper dragon. Like, a wyvern-born is just weaker. I don't know why they didn't just make those ones dragons. Because don't they have wyverns or drakes? Like, if you have another type, you better get them all right. I think they have drakes in that game, don't they? Or am I crazy? Might have been another game. I might be completely bonkers on that. But I don't like that. Because in Game of Thrones, they don't even know they know dragons, but they don't know dragons. Nobody knows magic anymore. A lot of people in the show don't even think magic's real. So if it's a myth, you're gonna get words muddled up. Skyrim, everyone knows what the hell a dragonborn is, kind of. So it's not like it's this long lost knowledge. Like, you can't say they just don't remember correctly or some important bit of information was lost. You have an entire cult around this. You'd think you would have it right. I don't like it. There's a difference between sentience and sapience. Can't believe I'm still up this late. Animals are sentient, humans are sapient. Animals are tasty, humans are people. So yes, then fine. The drakes are sentient, even an ice dragon is sapient. They can plan things. They have a cognitive ability. They have a score. They're just really, really dumb. I mean, when you compare them to dragons, like gold dragons have an int of like 26. Even if the frost dragon's int is a 17, freaking wicked high. I don't think it's that high. It would be wicked high for a human. Every other dragon would be like, oh, you poor, poor thing. Like, you have to look at what they're comparing them to. What are their stats? Yeah, look at this. Like I said, int, admittedly they have to get really old. Their int starts at 6. Their int starts at 6. You need 3 to be able to read and write. Or speak, I should say. Int starts at 6, they go all the way up to 18. They're a smart creature. They're just dumb as hell compared to every other dragon. They're just really, really dumb compared to everyone else. And that is the dumbest in 3.5. That is the dumbest dragon. That is a dragon you're like, oh no, there's a dragon nearby. We can talk with it. What is it? Oh, it's a nice dragon. Get the dragon hunting gear, because you're never gonna work. That's never gonna. He's just gonna try to eat. He's stupid. The weirdest part of ES is the dragons in Daggerfall and Redguard are true dragons. The weirdest part of ES is that it still uses the creation engine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I knew there was another dragon in there. I was like, if you have this other thing, you shouldn't make this mistake. Like that's so weird to me. You have something to compare it to. You should not make that mistake. I don't know why they call them dragons in that game. Because they're all just countries that are near each other. Right? The big super map, they're all just near each other. So I don't know. Kind of weird. Alright. We recaught him. Oh wait. So we moved the tavern. Tavern works, but I did not in fact get a new library. That's the temple, not the library. This is the tavern. Seems to be working. Where is the new library? You are the new library. Oh, you're the hospital. You are supposed to be the new. Big dining room, throne room, or study. Assign location. Add a location. The library. This is now the barricaded library. I go into locations, the barricaded library. 2 bookcases, total number of each to scribe written on. They're gonna have to bring them in. Do they store the books in the bookcases, or have to put the chests in here too? Tables, chairs. It doesn't say anything about chests. Boxes, it does. Boxes, bags, and writing material design. Okay, hold on. Let me put some. Wood chest. Any other like random wood chest do I have to cram in here? I'm out of my inventory. We'll make each one of the corners be a different type of wood. We'll just tell any of the scribes that there's a reason behind it, and they won't question it. Of Elder Scrolls, yeah. I was listening to a D&D podcast. I wanted to get them to talk. I wanted them to go talk to it. Lol. Get dragon friends. It was a void dragon though. I don't know how friendly they tend to be. Books and bookcases, writing supplies in the box. Gotcha. I don't know if I would be good with D&D. I'm a pacifist, and it comes across in games where I always want to do things diplomatically. Blood Angel Veronis. There are people that do entire campaigns the way you're talking diplomatically. There are entire rulebooks designed to just like playing court intrigue, to literally never fight, but somehow like get your opposition like taken out so you can get up higher. There are entire rules around just being a merchant caravan. Now, admittedly, yes, 99.9% of all your games is going to be murder hobos. Murder hobo, hack and slash. But it is possible, is what I'm saying. Yeah, that's exactly it. You need to find the right people to do the style of gameplay you want, but it is completely possible. Another thing to back up my argument of I always like there to be more rules. More rules to have more things written down of things you can do. Rules that say no, bad. Rules that give you more options, good. More rules is better. Bethesda's just bad at priorities in games. They add so much depth to NPCs in Skyrim where they go to other cities to find food, yet their games are horrid messes of bugs, and they get away with it. I played a game that was completely political, though I was an assassin that did poison some of our competition. Murder hobos is fun though. Murder hobos. No, alright, I'm waiting for them to bring the chests over, so I want to see how well this works. I see people are stopping here though. 2 bookcases, total number of each turn. I was just wanting to see if like we started having the books in the bookcases. Like I bought a bunch of books. Like I feel like they should start bringing them. bookcases. I'm sitting in bookcases. Alright, we'll wait for them to bring in the chests, and I think this is basically what we're going to be calling it this evening. Like I said, I'm going to let them finish this. Oh, okay. That was kind of weird. Was not expecting that. Uh-oh. Pause. Why do we have a ghost Barbadar? I'm backwards to corpses so I don't lag out the game. What do I do? Tab? Go to the top. What happened to Barbadar? Did he disappear? I don't understand why we now are getting haunted by Barbadar. Did it mention that a dude disappeared? No. Why do we have a Barbadar? Do I have Barbadar listed as dead? I don't know when he... I want to try to type... I don't know what will happen if I type in the command and someone's already dead. Hold on. Actually, I cannot shut down right now. I have to... I think I've just thought of a bug for my programming. I don't know what will happen if I kill someone who's already dead. It might mean that he gets double dead, and so when he gets a dwarf, it'll let him get another dwarf. Not server. Not Python. Perf logs, marbles, Intel, AMD, users, total, temp, snaz. Where the hell did I keep this file? Just under storage? Where the hell am I writing these? Is it storage? Which one do you think that just says server? Viewers. Alright. Wait, no. Hold on. I'm looking at the wrong thing entirely. Where's chat box? Okay, first of all, hold on. How many slabs do I have? Alright, I'm gonna go engrave a slab to Barbadar. Do I have smelter, metalsmith, craft store, grave memorials, Barbadar? Let's wait for them to do that while I try to make sure if I can kill off Barbadar. Not you. Where's chatbot? I believe I have you under currency. Something is very wrong here. I don't think I can kill certain people. What the hell has gone on here? This isn't right. Oh wait, no, this isn't where I'm keeping the fucking files, am I? I don't remember where I keep this. It's not currency. That was why I did this script, was to free up my currency. I don't know where I'm saving everyone's lively status. I don't know if I need to kill Barbadar. A spoopy ghost. Shadowrun is popular because of all the rules and complexity. I would like to be made a Witcher character someday, though. The Witcher code. I could never get into Tonks' D&D stream since he prevents being a psychopath too much, and it's too roleplay focused. In a world where you can do anything, you don't murder people and eat their children in front of their grandparents while covered in goat blood. I'm not just a murder hobo in a world I can do anything. I save everybody. I save everybody. Alright. So I have to wait for that to get engraved. Put into the ground to get rid of him, and then I'll end it. Till that point, where the hell do I... Where am I saving people's dwarfiness? Let's go folder. Oh, I would not have thought of that. Alright. Under dwarves? Okay. And it said Barbadar. Why are there 2 Barbadars? Barbadar is dead. Barbadar underscore is alive. Why are there 2 Barbadars? Barbadar underscore is alive. Do I have a Barbadar underscore? Okay, so this ghost is the Barbadar without the underscore. I have no clue what happened to him. Apparently I did. I killed him off at some point. Was he squished by a bridge? Why do I have one with an underscore? Alright, I'll have to check that list later. Once he engraves this... Already engraved this. Let's say once he engraves this, I'll put it down, get rid of the damn ghost, and then we'll end it. Build, Alt S. Not shown up again yet, so wait for it to pop up in a stockpile. You could do that in real life. I'll stand for the pain of being alive. I'm infamous in my D&D groups for befriending the monsters like goblins and kobolds and trying to start peace talks and end racism. It's the same reason I play RimWorld, torture prisoners with fire, the cold dismemberment, starvation. Oh, it's so mean. No, build. What I like to do is just come up with the craziest, goofiest ideas and just run with them. Based on whatever the rules allow me. That's why in TikTok's game I played a dwarven druid who didn't know any nature, didn't have a familiar. The only knowledge they had was geography or geology or some crap. And I made potions. I made potions for free because that rule's not broken. Well, get the other andesite slab back. Holy shit. Oh, are you bringing this now? Are you doing this now? Oh, okay. We don't have it yet. He's doing it. I thought it was already. So right now, in a Pathfinder game I'm doing with friends, I am a cross-blooded sorcerer who is mixing primal earth, so acid, black dragon, so acid, and I am wild-blooded, so I can mix something else that adds damage into it. And I'm going to be trying to mix in shadow. And then I'm doing this with words of power, which is basically very, very underpowered and then very, very broken, depending upon how you swing it. So what they did is they took every normal spell effect per level and then nerfed it, but then told you, BT dubs, this is just a component. You can just mix them together. So if you mix 2 0-level words together, you make like second level word or first level word. Which, okay, you know, like, oh, what's the point? Except when you start mixing in their saves and the effects in the one spell. So right now I could very much shoot somebody with acid, do 1d4 plus 3 acid damage, and if they fail their save, they are also have their speed halved. What? Where is that? And then the thing I really love about it is if the words are the same effect, like if you have a level 1 and level 0, level 1 word, that determines the save. If you have like 2 level 0s, and one's a fort and one's a will, you just get to choose what you want. You can do the exact same spell versus 2 different people and choose 2 different saves. Where is this damn slab? Hey! CJ, oh, hold on. You have changed your name on me. I just want to make sure. Alright, there is no CJ Chess. I will dwarf you, the insane gifter, if you so choose. Let me do a reread. How's your week been? By the way, the insane gifter, I thought I'd like to let you know. I went and checked today, now that you've rolled it out. Because of what you have done, I am definitely already up to 3 emote slots. I just now have to go choose emotes to put in them. You have rolled 12. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You are a crafts dwarf. No, you're a peasant, which means I never sorted you. You're a hauler. We don't have peasants, we have haulers. the underscore insane underscore gifted. Too long. Alright. By 1. I'm just going to take out an underscore. The insane, or actually, insane gifter should be 1. Like I said, right now you're a hauler. It said peasant, which I think means you're one of the kids that grew up. So I don't expect you to have any great, enormous skills and everything. Hold on. I'll track you down again. The insane. The military? Actually, somehow already a couple of military things. You probably had to do dodge or something. You have social, though. Normally kids that grow up get, you have nothing. Where did this dude come from? There you go. Hold on, we're gonna look up the insane gift. Wait, why is there still not an honor? Okay, we'll take out the other unders. There we go, insane gift. We'll give it a second to travel through and I'll take a quick look at your character, see what the hell's going on. Emote hype. During that, I just electrocute my enemies in Oblivion. Did not get paid this week. Snow Chaos Day. That's fine. What are we? We're now past 8 hours. It's going on midnight 30. I don't have the energy I feel that you would be deserving if you were to do that right now. Anyways, probably time to get to bed if I'm typoing this bad. In Pathfinder right now, I'm playing a cleric that dual wields Spellstorm, Productive Whips, and passes out debuffs like candy. Chaos Domain OP. Anything that tries to get inside my 20-foot reach gets massive penalties and is rendered harmless. Then the gunslinger shoots him to death. Which other half the issue is I don't play stuff with permadeath. Permadeath? What the fuck? Where did permadeath come from? I feel like I missed part of that. Insane Gifter. Insane Gifter was Gorilla Lovely Trout. Yeah, not related to anyone. Did this person just come out of the ether? Who the hell is this? When were you born? 24 years old, so no, you're a new dwarf. A new dwarf who isn't related to anyone I know. With no skills in anything. Who just threw up all over the floor. Is that actual vomit, or is that graphics going crazy? No, that's vomit. People. Problem is if people are throwing up, means I think they're being given too much booze already. They're likely to die soon. All right, we're gonna do a save, and I didn't put the damn headstone down. Headcanon, the insane gifter just sprung out of a hole in the ground. Yeah, I guess so. I have no clue how I have a dwarf with literally no interaction with anyone this entire. Watch. That dude is just the named ghost of the guy we're about to get rid of, so the insane gifter just disappears like, screw you. Sounds like a good candidate for breaking in the magma sea. Someone offered to make a D&D Pathfinder game where you are transported in the game as your character. Would you play it? What? Someone offered to make a D&D Pathfinder game where you are transported in the game as your character. Do I get to make the character following the rules? Like, how restricted am I in making the character? And or, like, do I get to be the character and have to organically do it? Or do I get to choose the character sheet? No, like, you're legit in the game. But then do I still know what stats are? Like, am I an NPC in the game? Or do I know what stats and levels and shit are? Yes, if I can customize a character and play a murder hobo. I wouldn't play a murder hobo, but yeah. I mean, essentially, that's like asking if you could get a genie for wishes, would you? The ability to self-control yourself as much as you could in a Pathfinder D&D game is akin to being able to, you know, have wishes granted. That's really a no-brainer. Like 10 years ago in college, turns out normal people are really creepy adventurers. We did it where our friends got to make us so it'd be fair. What the hell are you talking about? It's up to you. And back in the Dwarf Fortress once again, I have a particular layout I want to try, but I keep starting over thanks to Mef's frequent updates to a style set. Now I'm getting into quick port, so I can make quick progress, not stretch over a single fort I put too much architectural effort into. It's up to you, as long as not another trapped in the game scenario. My friends gave me a 14 intelligence, 7 wisdom. Oh, that's so mean. Well, no, because even in poor stats, the ability to plan out logistically a character, particularly if you know what the rules are, if you know what are prerequisites, for instance, you're doing 3.5 in order to get into a prestige class. If you were in Pathfinder, knowing all the archetypes, so you can just do the archetype combo, that'd be a good mix. You know what I'm saying? The ability to plan out your customizations is, yeah, no, I don't see why not. Like I said, it's akin to being, if I gave you a genie, would you let him grant you wishes? Yes. Yes, I would. It's not a trapped in the game a la Sword Art Online. Here's the thing, even if it was, I like the beginning of Sword Art Online. I watched the seasons, and the last one I watched was halfway through the gun gale online. That started going weird on me. I have no effing clue how, what is it, Kirito? How Kirito is the only one to figure out how the game would work. Even if you're like, oh, but I wasn't here for the beta test. It's an RPG MMO. You're really telling me none of you figured out that maybe you might want to go out sooner and start getting experience? You're telling me none of those people were ever in an MMO where other people were taking all the farms? Did these people not play any MMO ever? That baffled me. That baffled me from the beginning, where I was like, oh, he's a beater. He's a cheater and he's a beta tester because he used it. No, he used simple knowledge. Like, even ignoring his particular knowledge for the game, because that was gone after like the first floor. Like, this is just simple, rudimentary knowledge that anyone that's ever played an RPG ever should have known. Everyone that was in that game had to just be the bog standard, like brand new to RPGs. They must have told everyone else, oh, thanks for buying our game. Here's your money back. You know too much about RPGs. Because too many of those people were dumb. Dumb as a brick. To be like, oh, my life is on the line and I'm now not going to figure out what RPGs are. And I know, oh, you know, they do some of the things where they trick them with the crystals. Like, oh, there are now crystal areas. That's fine. Except for a ton of games do that. A ton of games do that in dungeons. The idea that you could depend on items like that is ridiculous. From freaking Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, particularly 9. If you used a tent inside a fight, there was a risk of you getting poisoned. You're telling me it never occurred to any of these people that these safety items were going to get disabled or turned into a trap? The first thing I would have done is ignored all of those crystals. I'd have thought they were going to blow up on me inside a dungeon. No, those people are dumb. I don't feel bad for any of the people that died in that game. Even though they're all fictional, no one should feel bad for them anyways. If I were in that position, I would not feel bad for those people. They're dumb. They could have unplugged the headsets and waited for the power to die. I think that it's supposed to be a nerd fantasy circle jerk where the only true nerd can save the day. Actually, the only good part of it was the old man who just thought, screw fighting, I'm gonna go fish. I did think it was kind of funny. When are they gonna come down here and get rid of this damn ghost? That, like, this is what we're waiting on. I just want to get rid of this ghost before I end, because I know I'm not gonna remember that there's a ghost. They can get down here. They just... Or we just slow down that much because our merchants are leaving. Holy shit. This is why I've been saving it. I don't know if I'm getting like a memory loop error or something, but memory loop error. What the hell am I talking? I'm speaking gibberish now. I'm way too tired. But no, the people in SAO, I was like, you're dumb. Oh, he's a beta cheater. No, you're stupid. You are 100% stupid. It has a new season, by the way, and it is good. Do you mean good, or do you mean like so bad it's good? It's like I said, I watched up to Gun Gale Online, which was kind of okay. I wasn't completely against it, but it wasn't exciting me. And I'd already been put off because of the fairy arc. I thought that one was kind of goofy too. Because at this point, now no one has any excuse not to understand RPGs, and they didn't understand the RPG. Like, every time another one of these games come out, there's like some mechanic to the game, and somehow Kirito, like, the thing with the sword and the gun, he accidentally stumbled into that. He's like, oh, but I can just see the bullets. Why would I depend upon the system? I can just get good at the game and be faster than this. Nobody in the effing game figured that out. No one in that game just tried to get good. Like that's what put me off. Like, I liked it at the beginning, kind of. I was like, all right, kind of a power trip fantasy. But then every time there would be the people that weren't good, and it literally came down to they clearly just didn't want to try. That's what it came down to. They just did not want to try to get good. They're like, oh, I'm the strongest character. You like the fire dude with the fairies. He got outdone because he could like dual wield. Okay, cool. Really though, dual wield? Why didn't he outmaneuver him? Why didn't he just fly better? The dude is supposed to be the greatest thing, but all he's gonna do is just sit there in melee range and hack and slash like a fucking jackass. It never occurred to him that someone was gonna have a faster attack style. This is what dual wielding comes down to. Dual wielding is just someone essentially attacking generally about twice as fast. A lot of games nerf it because you're dual wielding, but it's just someone attacking twice as fast as you. It never occurred to him to come up with some strategy for someone who had a speed build. That's what I'm saying. That's what got me. It was not the Kirito and his power level. It's how dumb everyone else was. They always came up as way the hell too dumb, and it pissed me off. Now the old man has a new season about it. Yeah, but the crafting system in SAO, I thought that was pretty good. I did think that. And then, like, if they figured out how to just do it without the system, they had flavor suddenly. I thought that was pretty good. I can understand that kind of confusing people at first because you're in like a new VR, like deep VR game. So maybe you would just assume that they had bad flavor, but somebody figured it out. Like, that's what, like that right there. Somebody was like, there's got to be something here. And they figured out that they were doing it wrong. Everyone else wasn't even trying to figure out how to eat food. They were trying to figure out how to play bog standard RPG. Good. Well, silly, the cops didn't try anything to free people. They just gave up immediately, making the Ghostbusters. In reality, so much could have been done, not to mention they would never have been able to build up the... Like I said, it's not even the traps people thing. That's fine. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief. When are they going to build this stupid ghost? When? Where is this? Is it already here? Date for construction. I'm willing to suspend my disbelief on that. Sure, he has some crazy like super battery backup, and if the first thing's tripped, it zaps the hell out of your brain. Cool. I'm willing to believe that. Just not the amount of people in there that were just like, I don't know what games are. What's a game? Also, side thing. They had a kid in there. They had a child, not the little girl AI thing, but like a child. They had a bunch of children who were supposed to have been there for like 4 or 5. Yo, those kids are screwed. As soon as you freed those kids, you have ruined them forever. I'm sorry, but that is the time period for your brain to be growing. And if what you were used to from like the ages of 4 to how many years was it? 7, 8? Not 7, like to the age of 7. They were in there for a minute, weren't they? For a couple years. Like that kid doesn't understand what life is. Like, he thinks he can just break something and an item happens. He thinks he'll see a menu. That kid's gonna have PTSD forever because he's always gonna be looking for that damn menu. As his earliest known memory was that menu screen. That kid's screwed. That kid is 100% screwed. I don't think that one's less the stupidity of the people in the game. I just think that one was on the story. Like, that shouldn't have been part of the story. Like, you're asking way too many questions with that. Like, how did it fit the kid but still fits him now? Because his head's growing fast. Get good, lol. Where were the SAO giant dad builds? It goes beyond how fucked up the original was. What's your frame rate? What's your population where it is? Atomic Jolt, my frame rate has actually plummeted, but it wasn't the population. I had a siege, and they did something to the water. I think I can purge I think I can fix this if I were to just save and exit and come back, because we had a middle of the siege. We had a sizable, decent frame rate. As soon as they popped this, flooded this, the frame rate spiked. I tried to fix it with lava. I know, not necessarily the best. That fixed it a little bit, but still had high. So then I fixed the temp. That brought it back a little bit. Right now, I'm just trying to end this, get them to do the slab, and I can worry about restoring the frame rate another time, because also the game's been going straight for 8.5 hours. So somewhere in there, there's just a counter spiraling out of control. And I just need someone to put down a slab and I'll be done with today's stream. It goes beyond. How does it go beyond? How do you go beyond it? Honestly, if you beta test stuff that messes with your brain, it's your fault, or any new product. Never buy one of the first million hover cars, for example. 2 years. Yes, they were in there for 2 years. So 4 to 6, 5 to 6, 7 to 6. So they had a range of ages. At some point, you're going to hit the crucial age where that kid's first formed memory is going to be the menu, basically. Like he's going to think that like every single dog is trying to kill him. Was there a good dog in that game? Straight up, legit question. In that first game, was there a good dog? And then they completed, like, some of the plot didn't make sense to me. Like, not even some of the plot didn't make sense to me, but when they try to do nostalgia, legit point. I don't know if it was end of Gungale or if it was the end of the fairy arc, but they go back to Aincrad. Like, he shows, like, he has the fairy people. He's like, let's go back to Aincrad. I want you to see what I was in for 2 years. Look at the original game. And it's like, oh, look, nostalgia. The new people are going to the old land. Now they get to really get good and see what a proper game is. That wouldn't happen. All their friends died there? You're telling me this dude spent 2 years in the fake video game equivalent of Auschwitz? And then the dude's gonna spend 6 months in a new game and is like, well, I beat that game. Let's all go back to Auschwitz, everybody. That's not happening. Nobody's going back to Aincrad. That's not a nice nostalgia moment. That's horrible. Nobody would ever willingly go back to that hellhole. That was stupid. Like, the plot just eats itself. The whole show gets god awful. One day, tech will catch up so our FPS can't die. Like I said, I legit think it's just because I've run the game as long as I have. I think if I were to save, exit, and relaunch the game, we get back a bunch of our frames. I think maybe I caused a memory issue, like a calculation thing with the water when I did what I did. So if I get rid of the obsidian and then reload it, I think we should be good at that point. The water was good from the end, or maybe just cut off the world. Like I've slowly been carpeting everything with blocks. I don't know. At some point we'll have to stop having trees and shit. I could do a clean. Hold on. I don't think that's causing any lag, but I could do a clean. I really don't think that's cleaned any. Like, I don't think that's us fixed anything, because whenever it gets this slow, it's really, really bad. I think it's just an actual memory issue, because if you look at the water is barely ticking. Yes, pour lava on your doors to fix the frames per second. Oh no. Damn. Fix it with lava. The dwarven equivalent, turn it off and on again. We got through the second season. The first season had plot problems. Exactly. I enjoyed the first season. By itself, it's not great. It's not a bad anime, that first season by itself. But every new season that built upon it just made it worse. Because they're like, oh, well, they built this on the same technology. What? Got through the second season. First season, the plot problems. The second was straight up weird and sometimes disturbing ways. Why was there a love interest with his own cousin? That didn't make sense to me. Didn't the bad guy want to do some not safe for work things to us? No. Yeah. That was the main plot point of the second one, is that the main character's girlfriend didn't get to leave because somehow at the exact same time he freed people, evil company dude grabbed like 60 plus people's brains. It was like, nope, screw you. Somehow I'm stealing your brains? I have no clue how that happened. No clue. They were networked to a server. You can't steal their brains. And at that point, the game's been beaten, so just pull the helmet off. It's not going to fry their brains. The game's beaten. Like, part of the thing he says, he was sending out the code. Everyone's unlocking. They're all waking up. You see them all glowing flashy. So it's not frying their brains. Take the thing off. But yeah, so he wanted to do not safe for work things with Asuna, which is really creepy. It's not a VR MMO, and it's played with your soul. Oh yeah, no, I saw that. That one was dumb. I read kind of the plot of that. That was Too evil to have a soul. Princess Alicia, not want, actually did. I'm too evil, not want to. That raises the flaws of. Yeah, so what he's talking about, I think this is like season 4. I've read this one. I didn't watch it, but I read this one. The idea was, or is, that they will trap a photon in the middle of your brain, and somehow doing waves to this magical brain photon allows it to tap into your very soul. So it's possible for them to download your soul out of your body via this brain photon. And if they do things with the brain photon, they can speed up or slow down periods of time. Because of this magical brain photon. I don't... They've just gone stupid. I don't want to actually do it. Either way, skeevy as fuck. Yeah, that raises full of, if you do it in a game, is it real? I say yeah. That's why they should have unplugged the headsets. Batteries died. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he didn't just talk to the people. He did like a signal to free people. Like when he was beaten, the signal went out to the headsets and it started taking them out. She was leaving. They were all leaving. They're just signing out. They're not physically anywhere. So how do they kidnap her? How do they kidnap her brain? That doesn't make sense. You relock the headset down? The headset got the signal. It wasn't programmed, which means somehow in the split second it would take to sign out, you would have had to intercepted the signal that you didn't know was going to happen when it did happen. You'd have to intercept the signal, upload a firmware update to the headset to receive new information without it frying a brain. Send the new firmware the new server information. You're basically having to log out of one game and log into another without them ever waking up. That's what happened. You're disconnected from one server and connected to another, because her brain is still being networked. And then also, like I said, the signal's been sent. It's released. Something in it released because they were signing out. So just pull it off of them. As far as I'm aware, there's no mention of we're just gonna, like he said, we can manually turn up the damage and or we can send one. But the auto kill switch should be off by now. I don't understand. Feel free to ask questions. Yep. Also, how did they not track down the game servers and shut them down? Like I said, I can understand that first server system. Like, okay, shit, if we interrupt this, he put something in the headsets. If the signal gets interrupted, they die. Ignoring internet cutting out all the damn time. Ignoring those type of things. I can understand that. If we interrupt the signal, they die. They know where the server is. It was being maintained. They knew where that server was the first time. But afterwards, they didn't sit there and go, there's a bunch of people here that aren't doing things. Let's go shut down the servers. Just have the main character dive back in again, like immediately. 5 days later, be like, hey, some people didn't go out. We're going to send you back in. You have the signal key seed thing. We're going to send you back in to get them out. Not like months later down the road, there's a new video game with fairies or some crap. Where is this dude? Where the hell is this dude with my slab? Place item in tomb. Almond wood casket. What are you doing with a casket? And a side slab. This dude has my slab. Where are you? Oh my god, he was really close too. Oh, they gave it to the injured dude. Who is this dude? Stodier? Stodier, you're never having a hauling job again. Stodier, I don't even know why they gave this to you. This is a waste of everyone's time. Stodier. Stodier Alath? Stodier Alath. Alright, Stodier. After this job, I'll just have. Why do they get really tiny? Why do they get really, really tiny? There you go. After this, I don't want to see you do a job again. You are way too crippled. Yeah, see, this like lag is an issue. Don't get me wrong, but look at him compared to every other dwarf. This wasn't even a lag thing. They gave it to the broke dude thing. Also, Kirito gets what the the whole thing doesn't make sense. It just got dumber and dumber. Like I said, and it's all precipitated around the idea that in every new MMO VR thing, nobody wants to get good. And in the VR thing, they couldn't figure out that they were getting shot in real life? I don't know. Like, even if it's with a chemical, it's... People will be looking into that. Come on, dude. Dwarf. Why did they give you anything? Who are you, anyways? Now, you're the dude missing a lung, and you're always winded. Is there like a cheat to fix someone's lung? Is there a lung potion I can give this man? Why VR is kind of bad. You just don't see in real life at all. Yes, I think he needs to visit the Hydra. Called Spawn Magma on him. Well, no, I don't want to kill him for doing good services for the mountain home. We're not gonna punish. We're not gonna punish the people who have gotten injured in the line of duty. I just kind of want him to like get treated better. No, he was walking with Asuna, and one of the Laughing Coffin's surviving members poisoned Kirito with the death gun poison. Yeah, that's what it was. Death gun. I'm gonna shoot you with a gun, it's gonna kill you in real life, but really what's happening is I shoot you with a gun, and somehow my buddy knows exactly when to shoot a needle into you. God, we're hoping there's no lag. Or that's gonna, like, blow that out of the water and reveal what's happening. Oh. So, in the Gun Gale Online story arc, there's a dude who's called Death Gun, and if he shoots you in the game, you die in real life. But there's just a dude poisoning you. And the idea is that they time it really, really well. What? What if they can't get into your house?